is a blend between them doing that initially and just playing their own game, because a lot of it will be leaning towards them playing their own game, and that's exactly what they need to do here on the CT side. Already a lot of players scaling up banana. ewjerkz is ready with a flash, but Roman's not ready for the fight.
Yeah, Roman looked like he wanted to deploy his smoke there, but actually somewhat smartly doesn't commit to it straight away. Keeping hold of util, of course, so critical on Inferno, and especially on a pistol round that could really change it late round if he somehow manages to keep it. Maybe forces 3dmax to run through a smoke, as it is quite a slow pistol. Early presence toward banana, as I said, almost forcing that utility out of Roman, but they're going back to that position now, and they're not really budged at all.
And sAw have kept all their util, and he's still waiting patiently to drop it. Finally, after the first essence of contact, they will go in, but Djoko already deals with ewjerkz, and there is that Roman collection from Lucky. So suddenly you're thrown into a retake here for sAw. 3-on-4, sure, it's achievable, but you need to get past all of these players that are now encroaching in. Good find from arrozdoce, and the third player in story is late to arrive.
Yeah, slight overface there from Djoko. These rounds, on pistol rounds especially, can get out of hand, but Gravity's got a nice angle. He's playing it so calmly. Doesn't shoot when he sees that barrel come past the angle. Makes sure he gets a clean shot on the bounce. Story's taking some bounces now, but he needs 2 more, and that is not going to happen. Lucky finds it. 3dmax looking like a really solid unit so far today.
I think the difference when we take a look at just sort of the fine margins between these two teams is the calmness, as you mentioned, sort of in the afterplants and the retakes. It feels like 3dmax, whenever they're put into this situation and are now being able to establish crossfires, it feels like they can't lose these sort of rounds. And it takes individual heroics from sAw to bail them out of a scenario. I feel like there's going to be a lot more consistency there for 3dmax, potentially. We'll have to see how it plans out. Missed nades, but it's not the end of the world because Roman is still standing in the fire and the flames. In fact, he's brought down so incredibly low, and Maka's SMG will finish the job.
To the corner of the half wall, and so frustrating for Roman. Couldn't get anything done. There may still be more players to fight, though. The CZ, it's so hard to hit. Or would need to be, of course, a double headshot with the CZ when you're up close like that. 5-7 is usually the way to go these days. Some players, of course, still like the fact that the CZ is fully automatic. You just hold down mouse 1 rather than having to spam, of course, with the 5-7. Some players still have their personal preferences, but the 5-7 is so ridiculously powerful, I don't see any reason to be having a CZ equipped these days. And 3dmax will take advantage of that. Overcome what is the full force for sAw. And the opportunity at a path to an opening 3-0 lead.
Maybe it's just for the frag movies. Maybe it's just for the... You get a CZ clip. It's like, oh, that's rare. That's nice. Obviously, that's definitely not the reason why.
Yeah.
It's just comfort, as you said. But always fun to hit a CZ.
I think in the modern era, I've only ever seen like 2 insane CZ clips, like ever. I think there was like a famous like retake clip on stream where like Jason R like one-tapped 5 people or something. But again, they're like from pugs, right? You don't see it in professional play. You see it when you get these, cracked aim stars, pug stars who want to just have some fun with it. So yeah, it's been a long while since we've seen something like that from that sort of pistol. The 5-7, however, is the opposite. Look at this flash play coming into a banana. They actually get a 2-for-1. Really nice from sAw until Gravity answers back with Djoko's help. That is really good from 3dmax. Not letting sAw retreat with an advantage, stopping them at the first point of call.
Ooh. Djoko's got to be careful, but I guess he does get the best of story at the very end. That could have been a little bit disastrous if the bomb drops and Meteorist would have activated his flanker a little bit sooner at banana, but that's a parallel. We don't live in that one. We live in the one in which Djoko lives on 4 HP and finds 3 in the round. His form on LAN is special. I feel like, again, we're talking about sort of, you mentioned like pug stars, and I'm not categorizing pros in that category. What I mean by that is I feel like there's obviously onliners and then there's LAN players. And I feel like 3D Max is a team that have got a lot of LAN players.
Yeah, they might not have as much recent experience, when I said about the 5-7, as Materis. He actually could take everyone down to the bomb here.
Go on.
This is worth it. Oh, Gravity just about survives. Oh, yeah, he was looking for, I think it was a Galil or an AK on his right there he was looking to switch to. Maybe just completely missed it. Sometimes it can be weird, of course, from the spectator POV, but yeah, I mean, Materis has done a fantastic job there, just as a side note, to limit the 3D Max economy. But, yeah, I mean, I completely agree. Like, while they haven't had recent LAN experience, of course, 3D Max, players on the team certainly have. Lucky with G2 all those yonks ago. Maka has been on many a team, like we've mentioned earlier. So, it's there, for sure. And the calm, composed start that they've had to Pro League so far is kind of showing what we hope from them.
Oh, that's a good find, though, although it goes both ways. Lucky immediately trades back out onto Roman. Bernard control heavily contested in this round. Now the guns are all here for sAw, and this creates a little bit of a pocket, potentially for Gravity. arrozdoce tucks away in towards short, and now reinforcements are here. The AWP is being dynamic here for sAw.
Utility firing its way over, blocking off that motor area, of course, but seems like it's just going to be a ruse, actually. Shifting back toward B. Of course, the rotation has been pulled over of Materis.
This is good. Good timing on this from Story, because now he gains info. Oh, top bracket's clear. Materis go back to B.
Oh, Materis. Be there quick enough, though. Okay, this is a good rotation now. 3D Max are taking a little bit longer. And that's going to allow sAw to get into position. There's still going to have to be some flashes through a smoke and some double swings. And talking of that, well, that's exactly what we see. That is brilliant from ewjerkz, and a great supportive flash as well. Gravity's trying his best, but arrozdoce says, no bomb plant for you, and just swings through the smoke anyway, hearing the steps, knowing he's got the right timing. And that's a great round to win if you're sAw.
Good coordination as well, because as soon as Story's taking that contact, by the way, ewjerkz drops his molly. So he buys another 6-7 seconds for Materis to guarantee he's in position. And his double swing is just a distraction in the end, because ewjerkz kills every single player making inroads towards that site. Still buys available, of course, for 3D Max, but sAw immediately drawing first blood back as soon as the rifles are here.
Looking to fight with the FAMAS. But no, they'll fall back to site for now. How many of these rotations can they pull in this map? In this T side. So, trying to fight for that first CT round. Did a great job reading the room. No damage done, of course, to Djoko, like we've said, but again, with top mid at least faked, we convene sort of mid down toward Banana, and off we go again. Bomb dropped in T steps, picked up by ewjerkz. Once again, 2 players on the B site for sAw, and once again, Story realizing that he might have to rotate early. 35 seconds.
Flashbang. Oh, going to be thrown, but Story just takes full advantage. That smoke doesn't quite land. Story's hitting everyone. A triple threat from CT. ewjerkz can't do anything to get involved in this site. And that's the round shut down there and then. And 3D Max really need to reevaluate this mid round, because sure, you can keep rotations there initially once you drop the utility. But if you don't have a player there, at least feigning some sort of pressure, you can always have this extra rotation. Not sure what happened with this smoke here in towards CT, but Story takes takes the whole lot.
Story. This is what we wanted to see from him, but even that third on Lucky was particularly nice too. But you're absolutely right. Where on earth is this smoke? You see, it's a front sight smoke. It's not really a CT smoke. I'm convinced that's not intended. We see front sight smokes. Yeah, I was going to say we see front sight smokes, but I don't know. I feel like it was maybe a tiny bit off. Why would you want to face CT like that? 1 by 1 as well.
Yeah, I feel like that was a little bit of a communication issue slipping in. Because it feels like they wanted to smoke off front sight, they wanted to smoke deep CT, and then wrap on towards Church. But where was the flashbang coming over the top to prevent Story? And speaking of preventing him, you just can't. He finds the opener immediately. This one's an eco. This should always be chalked up to sort of finding this equalizing round on the board, but you don't want to get this guy warmed up early. That's a really big detriment to have if you're 3D Max.
That's a really good start, and of course, knowing that it's just pistols to find, Mateus is happy to fight. To tap down at long range. Exercise playing that weird little angle on top of the corner there. The post box he's playing on top of there, I believe it is. Djoko is, well, very dead and found easily by Roman. So, bit of a similar pattern to the first map. We saw, of course, Exercise get that triple kill on one of their pistol rounds too. Quick start, a quick evening back to 3 apiece. Nice from arrozdoce.
Nice little little confidence builders as well, which is important because arrozdoce, whilst he had some insane clutches in that game and had some good impact on Vertigo, he didn't really have the most amount of kills. I think he ended with like 11 or 13 in an overtime game. So for him to start off strong, grab some freebies and start to, you know,
feel it
a little bit more comfy, that's exactly what the doctor ordered really for sAw.
Back into the action. Story. You know him to be very flashy on the AWP. He can have his moments. We've seen one already. Looking forward to seeing if we can see more. Lucky forced away by the banana utility, as is so often the case. And 3D Max are prioritizing utility, of course, in this round. Brought up everything. A couple of Galils in play to get as much of that as possible. And the answer back is significant. Roman and ewjerkz both down. 54 and 47.
I'll tell you what though, that's a lot of utility burned early if you're 3D Max. There's another smoke going over towards long. So for an execute, sure, 2 smokes is potentially all you need, but you can't throw another one to, again, feign presence. So this should be a faster round out of 3D Max. Maybe just taking space in towards banana and executing onto the site would be a good remedy to what's going on. But they are still keeping players in towards brackets. And the counter utility is fantastic.
The utility both sides has worked out well. 45 seconds. 3D Max seem to have been balked in the last few rounds, and they could be about to go into Story once again. Oh, nice little jiggle out, but of course he's got Mateus' support. Can Story somehow get away? The answer's no. As soon as he misses that opening shot, it's impossible to do much from there. But arrozdoce on the side, he's got a low HP player crossing the angle. Can he do more? He can do more than more. He almost takes it all. He does take it all. What a quad kill from arrozdoce. The sweet rice is cooking.
Yeah, really well held there by arrozdoce, and it's just the slight off angle in the pillar. Even with this double layered setup, 3D Max are expecting another player here on A, but they're just not really too sure where to look. One goes wide to try and deal with Pit, but you just dance around this pillar, and once again, they line up. That's back-to-back rounds. These players are lined up for arrozdoce. 10 kills immediately. sAw are now on the front foot. The economy's broken. There's not been any bomb plants for a few rounds. 3D Max are left reeling.
But it's these sort of situations where sAw have to pin them down, have to keep them at arm's length. They know they've got them in a tough position. Can't afford these Tech 9s to get up close and personal. And first is put down comfortably and importantly.
I don't mind this from 3D Max. You give a little bit of a look in. You use a round like this with the Tech 9s to figure out the setup, how sAw are playing, and you can get all of this little extraction pieces of intel for the future. So here come all these smokes. How are you going to react to us just bursting up short? What's your setup currently? Well, one's in Moto. arrozdoce is in towards Pit, feeling the pressure under the Kosh. The nades do a lot of damage, but his one gets the killing blow. How on earth is this guy not dead?
All you can do is laugh, man. He's just taken an absolute barrage. 2 HP he was to spare in the end, but his own HE is the one that actually gets the kill. 3D Max must be wondering, what on earth do we have to do to move him out of position? You see his HE there? That's the one that actually takes a frag. There's another one. Actually puts him down to 2, but the spray transfer is beautiful. And Story then just makes sure he helps his teammate survive by cheekily popping through the smoke with the P250. He's got the Tech 9 picked up now on the CT side. That could be monstrous if he gets himself into an up-close and personal battle later on in this half. But what a little battle back that is from sAw. 5 in a row, if I'm not mistaken, and yeah, they're multi-fragging, which is what we want to see from their stars.
Yeah, timeout called as well from 3D Max. Probably to really talk about the fact that they aren't really putting too much pressure beyond utility when they are taking map control. So that's got to change. I feel like as well, what sAw have done really well, we even saw it evidenced on the pistol round, is that they're holding a lot of their utility until they feel completely pressured to drop it. That has to adjust for 3D Max, because otherwise sAw can just go into this and keep holding these smokes and keep recycling them right towards the mid to late portions of the round, and 3D Max will not be able to look into any bomb site whatsoever.
Triple B take for sAw. 3 players looking to fight for it. This will now fall away, but Story's got some nice timing. And don't forget, this is a gun round for 3D Max, and it's always so demoralizing when you have a buy like that. You're trying your best to fight for Banana, you're trying your best to push the defenders away. You just get picked off by the AWP, and already on the back foot straight away. Now, I'm going to work through long very quickly off the back of it, though, and ewjerkz will get caught on the line, but Story's rotation is solid. Immediately gets one, but that is a really big kill from Maka. It's now all down to arrozdoce in Pit. Can he do it again? Tapping away calmly, but it's exercise to best him on this occasion, and Story is getting peppered. Even though the smoke is blown up slightly, they're going to cross, and the plant should come through.
At least he's bought enough time for Roman to get in here. A very quick flanking towards the apartments. If he can find Maka, this potentially is everything, because they could line up as well at Graveyard. It's the reload. Exercise now spotted, and Roman hits another. Lucky now caught between 2 different angles. Molly cuts the bomb site in half, and he now needs to adjust, needs to peek and fight these players in separation. There's Roman, and there nearly falls down Story. sAw just about collect it, but 3D Max, you feel like that's a round they flubbed.
When you're in an after plant on the T side, on Inferno, and you lose it, you always have to be looking at yourself and saying, what could we have done better? Because we should not be losing those rounds. That is massive from sAw to recover that one. That second tap from Roman, we'll see a replay in a moment or two, was absolutely disgusting. The frags from 3D Max were so nice to actually work their way in. Exercise made sure that arrozdoce didn't get any more work done from Pit as well. And that was just after then was when the Roman tap came through. Lucky really tried, but fighting through the mid box, right? Sometimes it's a bit of RNG, which way that spray battle is going to go when the box is eating bullets. Doesn't go his way this time.
Wow. That's a lot of damage being done at top Banana as well. Lucky tries to swing ewjerkz as he's dropping util. And he comes off worse for wear. So 3D Max, yeah, again, they've shown presence early on one side of the map, and now they're just committing in towards A. They've had a lot of success up long, so maybe they try and revisit it, because up until that after plant, everything was going so well for them. Oh. And here's a difference, by the way. The rotations just aren't here.
They've got lots of control this time, 3D Max. The question is whether they can take advantage of it, or if they're just going to let the smokes dissipate and give sAw a chance to battle back. ewjerkz only has 46 HP to work with in this scenario, and then arrozdoce will swing past a molly. He's been so good from that position so far, and ewjerkz actually does great to find one. And Roman will make sure his teammate doesn't get caught. This is a much cleaner round again from sAw. We saw some close ones, but that is huge. All 5 players alive. Look what it's done to their economy. 3D Max struggling. It's 7 in a row for sAw, Brandon.
Yeah, that is talk about momentum building, right? I mean, it felt like 3D Max were going to come forward and sort of bulldoze this T side over, but rifle rounds have really been their downfall, and sAw haven't put a foot wrong. Story's dynamic AWPing just continues to be at the forefront. Can you get arrozdoce out of the pit? No, you can't. And again, that's another feature piece. Really important anchor players on A. We've seen it even with sort of VP with Norbert, right? So the fact that you have got that in your locker is a really good strength for sAw. And 3D Max, yeah, again, when was the last time they put the bomb down? Was it on the round that they won? Because we're constantly in this limbo of full gun round Tech 9s.
My guy, arrozdoce, is a 5 KD. He's loving life at the moment. And he could be about to do some more. And he's be careful he doesn't get caught from apartments, though. Right now, he's kind of solo. And as you can see, he takes a lot of damage from the waterfall. And Djoko will get the trade, and Materis is caught by Lucky. It's always the way Counter-Strike works, isn't it? Sometimes it's these rounds that you finally find a way to win. And with Story 20 HP, I'm getting the impression, I mean, they are sticking around, but they're going to have to hit some dirty shots.
I mean, you always give this a look in, I feel like, especially with the money that you've got. ewjerkz ahead of utility, and suddenly Story's hit a no-scope. It's a 2-on-2. Djoko's the only one with a primary weapon here, with Lucky on the sidearm, elevator from balcony, trying to provide overwatch, and does, in the form of deleting Story. Bomb needs to be stuck, and therefore the time can just be played out. 3D Max win the round by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, there's no saving that up, Roman. Well done, Lucky. Just make sure the clock expires, and that is a great way to get to stop the rot, pretty much, and get their 4th on the board. It's been a while, but they're back. I mentioned arrozdoce was in a tough position there. He could easily have been caught by the apartments push. Absolutely did. That was a lovely kill from ewjerkz here, but even though Story got this no-scope too, it's always going to be tough. I agree. It's great to see a team actually go for it, though, right? They actually had the money to do it, knowing it's the last round of the half coming in next. And so often we see teams saving in those scenarios, but that was a scenario where they could go for it. It made it fun. It made it interesting. 3D Max find a way. Can they find a way to a 7-5 half?
Potentially, especially with Lucky finding Roman, but that's not ewjerkz. He's been killer on this B bomb site. Drops the molly, and now actually spotted on his retreat. Could be caught out as well, with Lucky going over the top of oranges, but it's ewjerkz on top of ewjerkz. Grabs one and can find everyone. I thought he was stuck. I thought he was going to be overwhelmed. No, instead, he takes down everyone, infiltrating his bomb site. B site belongs to ewjerkz, and in fact, he might just get the whole bloody lot. It's arrozdoce to lock it in, but it's ewjerkz with 4, and it's sAw with 8 at the half.
Idris, how are we doing, mate?
Very good, and you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. How was the travel here to Malta? It was good, I think. A little bit longer, but it's okay.
Okay. I was just asking Arrozdoce about the pressure now after the performance at the major, and there's a few more eyeballs on you guys now. Do you feel like as an in-game leader, you need to be more creative now? You need to come up with new ideas, change the way you play, or is it just building on what you've got?
Well, our plans was to build something new after major, but with this invite or this last chance, we kind of I'm not gonna say that we are doing the same thing, but it's similar. We didn't change a lot, so we need to focus on our game and let's see what happens.
How long did you get of notice for the invite to come to Pro League?
Well, one week.
Week and a half.
Yeah.
Okay, so you probably not in hardcore prep mode at that time, right? It's still practicing.
Yeah, we are practicing. We have some officials. After the major we rest like a week, so we didn't change a lot. So it is what it is.
Sure. Okay. So our expectations should be what? What if we're a viewer at home? If we're a Portuguese Counter-Strike fan, what should we be expecting from sAw?
Partido. Well, we expect to. If we go to the playoffs, it's a good thing for us.
All right.
Well, ewjerkz has ew in his name, and that was absolutely disgusting, the way he ended that first half. Well, I don't think I've ever seen a sort of a spray transfer in that situation when you're getting swarmed upon on B with the A4. And to finish it off with the last was ridiculous, and it settles down sAw for sure, Brandon.
like how's he done that, man? I can't believe it. It turns out you're just stuck on the B bomb site with ewjerkz. I mean, that really just capped off a fantastic CT display from sAw, didn't it? I mean, 8 rounds, and this is normally the unfavorable side for them if you take a look at the stats. Hello, this is fun. Lucky has got a kill, and suddenly the entirety of 3D Max are running down mid. Mutiris overwhelmed. Lucky's found another. This is explosive to kick things off, but ewjerkz is yet again fighting his way out of these situations. And between him and arrozdoce, sAw with the pistol anyway.
He's just got a triple on the pistol. What is this? Brilliant. From sAw again. 3D Max decide to fight fire with fire. It's actually a very common strategy these days. Rather than sit back and let yourself get rushed upon by the Glocks, very often you see the CT side pushing down mid instead to try and help out. Lucky destroyed by arrozdoce, and he got the last as well. And the 2 rifling stars that we mentioned in the pre-game that can step up for sAw, well, they have 34 kills between them, and we're on round 14.
That is an outrageous stat. He likes the 5KD. He heard you mention it, and he was like, oh yeah, I'm going to keep that for the rest of the game. Thank you, Trav.
Anything for you. Now, the USPs. They are stacked. It's not the Fnatic stack, I think it was called, the one on the back of the site near the back boxes, but it's something that could pounce at any given moment. but that is what we call a meat grinder, the blender. Comfortable for sAw. 3 for Muturis to find some important cash on the Mac 10. And the smiles are back on faces, look. That's important for this roster.
Yeah, I think so too. Especially when, look, we've kind of seen the contrast of that with 3D Max, where every single time, even if they lose a round, that they're remaining incredibly calm. sAw also need to kind of have sort of that mentality of, oh well, we can have really good fun when we're winning, but also if we lose a couple of rounds, it isn't the end of the world. We can still battle back into this game. And I feel like both of these teams have shown a lot of resilience already in map 1. And I've been impressed. And if 3D Max can mount a comeback here, now that they've got, I'd say mostly a rifle round, we'll gloss over the XM, but they've got things to work with here immediately. And if they're able just to grab this round and start again, just getting some rounds on the board, gaining that momentum, and if the pendulum swings again in that manner, then there really is a game on here.
Smokes peppered. Lucky peppered. Down to half health already. Naka's got that XM actually in long cubby right now, which is, you know, if you get hard cleared, it's not exactly the worst place for it to be. But problem is, how can he play alongside Gravity with the M4? He's going to have to hop away. Maka's going up really close here. Here we go. XM Gaming. Ooh. Chance of the second, not this time.
I rate it. I appreciate it, Maka. You've got one, and that's pretty much all you could guarantee, because you've also kept the rotate of Lucky over towards B. sAw about to bundle their way, but Lucky full blind just spams and is able to collect the kill. Djoko now tucked in. They're not ready for him. They completely overlook his angle, and he strikes for nearly the entirety of that sAw roster. arrozdoce 1v3. He's been good, but now he needs to be absolutely fantastic. Bomb faked out, and now the time is running low. Lucky knows this, and in fact, just confirms
comfortable. And yeah, I mean, don't forget, 3D Max were 3-0 up in this game after winning the pistol, the anti-force buy, and then the conversion. That's only a second round since then. Really important for them to hit back immediately. Lucky that kill could have easily not gone his way when he was blinded up, but arrozdoce was too low to do something with it this time. No matter what we've seen from him so far, that's beyond his wildest dreams if he would have been able to clutch that one. But laid over the top. There goes Djoko, down to 67 once again, and we're going to brawl for Banana, of course. Natiris will deal with Djoko, but in comes Lucky, and he knows he's got someone pinned on the left. We'll have to let them have it for now.
Patience is a virtue for 3D Max. Oh, Maka being a little bit impatient there. Thought there was a slight gap in the incendiary he could exploit. Instead, Lucky needs to drop one of his own. Deep nades to soften up these players and, in fact, finish the deal on Mutiris. And now Maka slides in yet again. Close quarters XM gaming, but on the other side of the map. And of course, he answers the call.
Just jiggling with these angles, being such a nuisance. If he gets the pump first, there's a chance. Not this time, though. So it's down to arrozdoce and Roman. 2 versus 3, but Lucky is the only one here, trying to waste as much time as possible for his teammates' rotations, and he can do more than that. He's managed to get 1 and 2. And even though he only had 38 HP, he survives it with 11 to spare. Huge for 3D Max. They're building back into this one again.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with Lucky's consistency throughout this series. I feel like we didn't say his name too much on Vertigo, but he really was just sliding under the radar in the amount of impact he was bringing to the team. And here, it's back-to-back rounds in which he's held down and anchored this B bomb site. And 3D Max are probably hopeful that that acts as a bit of a deterrent for sAw. Maybe not on the guns, not on the eco round, but on the guns. And then suddenly you can have your AWPer in Maka, who is on this XM, farming all the cash, being a little bit more flexible.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you're not wrong. It's absolutely a good idea for Maka using the XM. Just a couple of kills will mean that his bank is slightly higher than the rest. And that future AWP.
He has bought third round in a row.
Maybe he can get that future AWP finally. But for now, he's very happy sticking with it. Happy to take the hit, knowing that getting one kill is often enough. And obviously still has that multi-fragging ability. And against the pistols now, he'd be loving it if it came his way. And he's going to do exactly that. Just pulls out a nade, switches back, instant on ewjerkz. He's getting tapped down from short, so he needs to be careful. And he's actually forced to face long range with it. It's surprisingly good long range, the XM, but in that sort of situation, I'm not so sure. He'll be picked up by Roman and dealt with by Lucky. 7-10. The gap is 3.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, conversation piece now for 3D Max. Working their way back into this game, and we've yet to see an AWP in play. We've yet to really see, feel like more than one gun round out of sAw as well. So it all comes down to this, round 18, because this will set the tempo and the path of the course of where this map's going to go. I feel like that's why a timeout's being called as well, just to get the coach online, and Nabo wow for sAw, just to let his players just have 30 seconds. You see, he's not actually actively getting involved in the timeout. It's more for the IGL to get some ideas.
Great alias, by the way, the sAw coach. Love that. One I've kept track of for a while, and yeah, Nabo wow. I want to just say it double, don't you? But he's a great guy. sAw 10-7 with a buy. 2 Galils, 3 AKs, plenty of utility. 3D Max, because of the money that they've been farming up in the last few rounds, Maka does have his AWP in play this time. ewjerkz is incredibly stuck, has to go for a straight up duel, goes straight into Lucky and Djoko, and multikill got spammed down in the meantime as well. This is now getting a bit spooky for sAw. We heard, of course, multikill in the halftime break talking to Sponge. They're saying how they haven't exactly changed a lot, as it was a late call up to Pro League, of course, replacing Cloud9. Perhaps the T sides will be where that is most obvious.
I mean, that's just a really simple round from 3D Max. You send 3 players in banana, you create a really claustrophobic angle for ewjerkz to kind of second guess whether he wants to stay in the corner, which will be to his team's detriment, or swing and try and gain an advantage. He's probably anticipating a lot of nades. Good jiggle to get Maka off the line at least. And remember, he's the only defender here at this B bomb site. And I think sAw is starting to realize that as they eke out this top banana control. Lucky's on his bike, but only 8 HP to his name.
Yeah, basically, he needs to be flash support. Maka is in trouble. And now he's dinged. 62 HP to spare. This is going to be running him down, and Roman takes it. Suddenly, this round has switched. They're going to have the bomb plant on B. They may have good utility. They've got an incendiary, couple of flashes, nades, and plenty of kits. But this is not easy. Story smartly gets in a reload with that 1 bullet to spare, so he can now fight for his team's life. Nade can come through. That could catch both of them. Oh, the damage is so significant, but Story is once again stepping up. 2 kills already, makes it 3. Only 8 health. Oh, I was feeling the flick, and Exercise has got a kit. It's fine for 3D Max, but sAw make it close again.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, those double nades, I thought we were just going to seal the deal, and yet Story is standing, I mean, with almost 2 broken legs and a broken arm, but his wrist is certainly working. Insane kills at the back of the bomb site. Really makes this one a contest after some really good openings, especially the pathing that sAw took just to ensure that they had all bases covered as they crossed CT. They gutted out that backside of Maka. And from there, just wanted to play a close quarters engagement on that site. Wanted to draw 3D Max right into the trap of the AWP. And it nearly worked. Nearly worked out. And suddenly, you've used the last timeout now for 3D Max. I haven't got any more for the rest of the game unless we go OT again.
Yeah. This is getting just like the first map, interesting again. Gap closing ever further. Already seen some incredible individual performances from sAw in this game. The arrozdoce holds, just his pure numbers. The ewjerkz hold on B to end off the first half. The pistol round, which set them on track in this half.
Oh, that hurts as well. Impact player, 3 kills for Story, didn't win the round.
Well then. So near but yet so far for Story. One god tier flick on Exercise was too much. Too wide a swing for Exercise, made it look comfortable, even though it was not. So, 1 minute 20 this time is when it looks like sAw are going to be concentrating on taking top banana, but counter-util comes firing through again. Keeps them at bay. And Djoko actually staying put near sandbags. Now, he should really only get 1, if not 0 from this position. There is the 1. He's got 2. sAw just shifting into the angle, gifting Djoko multiple opportunities. And then get a man advantage for their troubles.
I think that's based off Lucky's utility. He was throwing the retake util, and it really sort of feigns that no one was up close. So Djoko gets way more than expected. An overperformance is perfect, though, for 3D Max. They will never complain at the result of Djoko doubling down from that position. Run boost. Here we go. Over the top, trying to offset Maka if he was here with the AWP. Instead, he isn't. It's Gravity and Lucky looking to hold down with 2 flashbangs. As sAw with 25 seconds commit B.
Right click over the top. That's a lovely first. And actually holds down Mouse 1 for the second. There's a reason he does that, because he knows Lucky is going to swing as well. Lucky is up to 19 kills in this game. I mentioned he's got the experience from his old G2 days, of course. I mentioned he's been remarkably consistent for this roster online. And stepping up when it matters in Malta. Beautiful team play.
It's actually just insane. Like, we've had both of these maps with a landslide victory in the first half, and then a comeback. And it felt like with that pistol, with that arrozdoce and ewjerkz finds, you write the map off nearly, because it's like, surely there's no way 3D Max can bounce back in. And then as soon as the guns come out, very much like sAw did on that CT side, they are just winning every single round, and they're really limiting these opportunities for sAw. And once again, the scraps that sAw have got only equate to a Mac-10 being the highest invested weapon into the round, which is a horrible sentence to say. That is vile.
Well, saw 3D Max in one of these on their T half. Can sAw make it 1-1? Both literally in those low investment rounds, and of course, literally in maps. It's a sort of round which you can so often see won, but already Roman down to 41. 3 players for 3D Max on the A sites. Their common setup so far. Right now, fully focused on not being overrun. Even just by one Tech-9 that could completely blow open the map, could take so much space and cause the CT side so much problems. They've built it up. Back to 10-9. As these are the sort of rounds that you'll be looking back on in the demo view later and saying, oh, if we'd have just beaten the pistols, could have changed late game. Can sAw give them a headache?
Are they wrapping A here? Are they going to go through spawn? No. Instead, they're going to go through their own library smoke. But the Flash tries to create a little bit of a diversion, but Exercise and Gravity, they're in really powerful long-range angles, and you can see that Gravity's immediately overlooked. Needs some help, though, and that's where Exercise alleviates a little bit of pressure, but the Tech-9's up close. They do find a way into the site.
I was worried of this, but ewjerkz pops his head up. Maka will take that invitation every day of the week. And now Story, he may have an M4 picked up, but he's got no armor on this one. Trying to play the headshot angle and does really smartly. Djoko is low, don't forget. Story trying his best impressed with this. More damage to Djoko. He's taken him. It's down to Maka, but Story takes them all with no armor and a P250. sAw stopped the rot in incredible fashion.
How on earth has Story managed to not only find that angle, but then swap to the P250 and make it look better than when he had the M4 out? This is just ridiculous. As soon as you see 2 kills come back into the fold after the initial bomb plant, you start to think, all right, well, this round's written off. Like, there's no way that Story can clutch up, but instead he slams shut this chapter on 3D Max and their gun rounds. Puts a stop to the momentum for now. It's back to the drawing board here. You can see that all of these rounds have been pretty expensive as well. Losing that one is nearly the final nail in the coffin. A couple of SMGs used to get Djoko up close down Banana at the bare minimum.
God. Individual performances have saved sAw on this map. Without a doubt. Ah, the Molotov's burning. That's...
Heard.
And heard.
What is it with these two teams and Molly and each other? Or should I say themselves?
Yeah. 2 MP9s in play. Oh my goodness, look at this timing. They made their way out the balcony through the smoke. This is going to be ridiculous. It's an absolute massacre. We're down to a 2v2 out of nowhere. But of course, because it's out of nowhere, but because it's so quick, the rotates are so far away and they are kitless, Brandon.
And utilityless.
Yeah.
Unless there's any on these bodies. Djoko would need to go through this long smoke. He jumps the intel, doesn't see anything over the top. That's because arrozdoce is in his favorite angle in this first half, and Story on the site. That nade just gets rid of Djoko, and Lucky, whilst he's been phenomenal, would need to clutch up in a spectacular manner. The flashbang completely alienates him from where he is, and sAw will find map point. They want this to go the entire distance.
That flash was so good. Poor old Lucky is just on default there, scrambling. Can barely see a thing. Knows he's in between 2 players. Actually stays alive for a lot longer than I thought. But look at this. I mean, Exercise is fighting in apps as there are players jumping past him. Crazy from sAw. A little bit more wild, a little bit more wacky, and maybe that's what they've realized they need to do to dislodge 3D Max in this game. They've got themselves map points to take us to a 3rd, and 3D Max are on pots and pans.
At least they've got the French weapon for the French team. Exercise, though, can't put it to good use. Gravity has slid in towards the bedroom, hoping to, well, potentially grab arrozdoce. Instead, Roman's on the balcony. And I feel like these are the dominoes just slowly falling. How? All right, well, Maka grabs a FAMAS, I guess.
Yeah, that is the thinnest of silver linings, unfortunately. Let's see if this is closed up for sAw. This is a gift. Story has given them a gift in this game by winning with the weaponry he did. Stuck in one position. Ridiculous stuff. And obviously it can't be underestimated. ewjerkz 4K on that anchor. On CT side. arrozdoce. Multi-fragging like a maniac. Like a machine. Maka may get a freebie here. Actually, they do need to be a little bit careful because arrozdoce is low. Maka, no way! 3 with the FAMAS. He's pulled out the 5.7. If that's a pistol you want in this situation, I'm sure it is. He's found 4. And the bomb's on the ground in mid with 16 seconds on the clock. Is he going to let ewjerkz cross? He is. He needs to win this one, but Lucky stops him. More madness on Inferno.
My hands are in the air. Like, how? Like, what the? What? Like, I'm sure this timing kill on Roman fine, and then he just does this with the FAMAS. The 4th kill as well just locks in the round, but sure, it's pretty much already won. 3D Max can rotate back over to A. There's limited time left on the clock. WTF?
I'm sure that's exactly what sAw are saying right now. Just in Portuguese, obviously. I'm sure There's going to be some unhappy communications after that. Can you believe it, Brandon? I don't know. You just never see
they're
that.
investing in here as well right now. And so if sAw lose this round, we're going OT again. Like, I'm speaking it into existence because they're working with Tech 9's Mac 10s here, but they're all in. They're on double stage loss bonus. It's all or nothing. And Mac has got an XM. So,
well, I mean, listen, he's already got... He's having a poor game, Macca. Don't get me wrong. Like, but if that's the way you put forth your impact frags to make a difference in a map, then goddamn. Djoko and Lucky will team up on ewjerkz. Already, they've taken a kill. You mentioned that sAw, of course, are fully invested. If they go down in this round, we've got a great chance of another overtime. And look at the damage being taken. Aye, aye, aye.
surely not like this. Surely not like this. arrozdoce was going like 20-4. And suddenly you're staring up just against the prospect of being overwhelmed. They're returning back to where this all happened for them, though, on the low buy. The low investment. Maka, shoulder spotted, kill not collected, but Djoko will find one, and then Gravity steps in. It's a really effective crunch. And of course, it ends with the alligator snapping down his jaws on towards Story. arrozdoce in a 1v4 that feels unwinnable, especially with the bomb completely in no man's land in top brackets. Flashed, smokes, all available at the disposal of 3D Max, and with 30 seconds left, we're going the full 24.
Again. You know what? I said it at 3-all in map 1. I said, I reckon this is going to be close. I reckon this is going to be a brawl. I want it to be. I want it to be a mad game. Well, I've got my wish. I'm sure sAw are unhappy that it's panning out this way, but goodness me. Gravity almost shot his teammate in the midst of the madness there as well, if you may have noticed. Yeah, arrozdoce makes sure he doesn't go down after time. It's really important he gets at least some of the loss bonus here. Because look at sAw's money.
That's salt in the wound, Trav. That's salt in the wound. He goes for the gun. He sees it in towards mid. He grabs it. It's Maka's XM. Oh, man.
Well, I love it, man. Counter-Strike. No round is the same. We bloody well love it. Right, round 24. Overtime on the horizon. sAw's full investment. What they can put together is 1 AK on Materis without a helmet and 3 Mac 10s with the Galil. We need individual brilliance once again here to pull them through.
And we haven't seen this double apartment set up yet, have we? arrozdoce is now very much aware of it, but are you now ready for Djoko on and off angle? So far, deep down banana. Lucky can even jump spot to take first contact. It's ewjerkz on the swing with the Mac 10.
Random on
Kills are not collected from both parties. Djoko needs to get out, or maybe he doesn't, because Lucky finds the kill on ewjerkz.
I'm scared. What's on the horizon? Nothing is a certainty in this game, seemingly. Gravity, the new boy, he's got 3 players on the other side, gets 1, but switches to utility. Thankfully, Maka is there. 4 versus 2, switches to the AK, standing his ground. Story will try an entry, and does. And Djoko, of course, is low from earlier on. There's actually a lot of pressure on Exercise here. He's 9-17 in this game. He's in a good position, but if he goes down with nothing here, the round is blown open again.
So doable right now. Story needs to clear his corner, needs to check this angle and doesn't, overlooks it, and that gives Exercise the opportunity. Yet again, on the B stream, we find ourselves in overtime.
Hell yeah. Incredible. What an incredible game. 3D Max have been so successful in the entirety of their CT on regulation at fighting in banana like that. sAw's individual brilliance from the likes of arrozdoce, from the likes of Story with just a PT-15, no armor. Brought them back into it. We thought it was done. It was a 3v5 and they had a FAMAS and 2 5.7s. And Maka got a quad kill. 3 with the FAMAS, 1 with the picked up 5.7. And we find ourselves here.
And now what you're seeing as well, by the way, is something different compared to 3D Max and sAw. And that is bar story, no one's really come to help out arrozdoce. He's had 5 kills since the start of the second half. Whereas Lucky, he's been building, but now Djoko, Maka, Gravity, they've all been chiming in with important contributions. It's that team effort from 3D Max that has got them to this point.
I mean, yeah, we reached the first round of overtime, and Story and arrozdoce have 46 kills between them. It's unreal. Lucky, jump spotted Story. But they try in the process of that to hard clear Djoko. Djoko's been pretty impactful the last few rounds, being a nuisance bottom banana over and over again. sAw gonna fall at the overtime hurdle again. It's exercise. I said he had a quiet game. He got both to take us here. He's got another double in overtime itself. Materis and Story trying to play together, trying to play the trade game. But look who's about to play the trade game. Maka in pit. They know there's a close sight player. Oh, Maka, no! It's very wobbly, but it's okay now. Pulled out the USP. I was scared for a second, but 3D Max are back in the lead. Incredible.
The only thing you can do in that situation is just laugh it off, like, sorry, Gravity, but look, we got the round anyway. This play, Djoko and Lucky up close and down the bottom of Banana, they've been setting that up for like the last 4 rounds. And sAw have been really unable to deal with it. And sAw also refusing just to invest a molly just in that area. So it gives her a lot of space. That's the nervy bit.
Yeah.
It's all okay in the end.
My heart rate went up a little bit, but
so did his, I think.
Sure, Maka's was double mine. Oh, we've got some heads in hands, Brandon. You know what I mentioned? They were all a bit smiley earlier on, and seemed like they were enjoying themselves again with the plays being made by arrozdoce and Story and ewjerkz. Well, Counter-Strike's a cruel mistress, and it's disappeared quickly.
In the UK, obviously, you do your A-levels for going to uni. I did one of my A-levels in psychology.
Okay.
So I regard myself as a bit of a body language expert. That didn't look good.
You know what? I'll trust you on that one. Materis finds Maka in the following round, but the hitback is instant. 4v4 off the bat. Usually do say that an early 1-for-1 kind of does favour the T side. Gravity. Is he about to push forward on a timing? Does he have a flash from exercise? Yes, he does. From pit, in we go. The angle held in Boiler is nice, though. That means it doesn't blind him up so much. And Lucky, it looked like he wanted to play off of that contact too to try and crunch on mid. Doesn't choose to go through it. Realise that there was nothing seen just yet. They know the utility's there. They know the presence is there. You can tell they do not want to take risks right now.
Oh. Not ideal. Bounces off a tile on the roof. Roman might still find Gravity here. Gravity presents himself. And that gives sAw an opportunity. Foot spotted as well from Lucky, which means that yet again, a lot of reliance is placed on exercise.
Behind the truck. Oh, showed his position. Doesn't look ready for apartments and is not ready for apartments. Lucky only finds one, and it's a 1v3 for Djoko. He's miles away. He's, of course, the B player. sAw know that. And just like Vertigo, it's funny, isn't it? We are evening up at 13 all again. Of course, that is when 3D Max pulled clear after that. But so far, the script is very similar. Djoko definitely wanted to give it a go. I mean, he absolutely can have a look to see if he can tap down the first. If he did, I think he would have tried. But of course, an AK to save in overtime is pretty precious, especially on CT side.
Boom. Yeah, I feel like for 3D Max in this round, they were trying to really get up in the face of sAw and be really disruptive to their default. Has been working on Banana, hasn't really been the same case over towards top bracket. They've not really shown that, so it's a nice idea. but ultimately they don't set themselves up with utility, and the trade spacing is not quite concrete here. You can see the disparity between Gravity and Lucky as he goes for an attempt to control, and from there all these pieces are just so far out of position that they're hard to kind of recoil back into a crossfire here if you 3D max.
Yeah. Looking at the coaches, of course, as well, seeing how they're coping with it. Wazink, of course, of 3D Max, Nabawao of sAw. Stoic faces. Maka with the AWP out again, of course, in overtime. Story to battle against Materis. Oh, he's about to be peppered, isn't he? Utility coming through. Djoko is once again going to fight for this one. Bottom Banana is his home, it feels like, on this CT for 3D Max. Look how many players on the other side of this smoke. The Molotov is about to spread them wide. And Djoko, oh my goodness. It's so nervy, and he's not to know what's on the other side of this. And yes, he was lost inside of it. He was lost in the sauce. And ewjerkz takes him out.
That was a ridiculous reaction, though, from ewjerkz. Just to immediately find him. Needs some ewjerkz moments of magic here. Once it inspired sAw towards that 8-4 half, Maka now peering over the top of the smoke in case there's a jump spot, in case there's a boost. There's currently absolutely nothing, but there's about to be a commitment onto this site. Maka now swinging. ewjerkz nearly gets the best of him with nades in his hands, but instead it goes the other way. Lucky from Fountain chimes in with Maka, and the B defense holds for 4 kills. And arrozdoce on this lurk can only sit back and collect exercise.
Well, obviously, he's going to give this a go, but Maka's about to hold the line. They'll miss the shot. And unfortunately, with 30 seconds on the clock, that Molotov, just to put a stop to things. I'm not counting arrozdoce out of anything in this game. Flash over the top. They are kind of split up right now. Obviously, they're not wanting to fight. And 13 seconds, they should realize one of them could just run away at this point. The CT player, I think, should be running away here. 9 seconds. They are hiding, and that's the correct choice, and there shouldn't be a problem. It's a great reaction, but 2 seconds, and as I said, Lucky is making sure he's hiding. Goodness me, another incredible, nice try from arrozdoce, but Lucky does the right thing for his team.
That was sick, though. Like that little flash that arrozdoce threw that bounces just kind of off like the angle of the banana and goes over the half wall. You feel like it's all said and done, especially when the rifler and the AWP just combine and have free reign over B. But arrozdoce really gives this a conversation. Some sharp shots, but as you mentioned, just the experience. Knowing the time's low, you don't need to commit to the fight. Guaranteed win, because the bomb can't be planted. 14. It's 2-1, and it's arrozdoce in the smokes. He's right behind them all. Oh, this could be a sick play. They're not ready for him. They line up as well. arrozdoce collects 2. It's a bit nervy, but he grabs it.
Okay, 5 versus 2 this time. This is where 3D Max pulled clear in map 1's OT on Vertigo. sAw are keeping it close now. arrozdoce has reached 31. I mean, this is insane. He's just making individual plays, which are incredibly successful for his team. He finally will get put out of the round, but Gravity will shift into story, and exercise is left last alive. 14 all it is. And just like Vertigo, it's global offensive fashion to see who gets to 16 first, or if we go ever further. Bomb dropped on long, still watched by Story. He's trying his best to fake out the shot, and actually, hang on a second. Can exercise hop away? Surely not. He knows the AWP's there. Oh, he tried to foon it away, but not to be. Story catches him on the angle. And it is the confirmed 14 all.
That was close. That was really close. He nearly makes it around that corner. This is better. And this is the position of power that sAw has. Even get a little bit tricky with it, taking risks against 3D Max. But arrozdoce just capitalizes off it beautifully. It's scary how you throw any single one of these players, though, in a 1vx situation, and it always feels like they can win. That's the level.
That's why I wanted to build up Exercise's attempt a little bit, because once he got the fake out, once he got the first kill, if he managed to get past that arch angle from Story, then, you know, he could have made it a little bit more spooky for sAw. But in the end, no worries. 14 all. arrozdoce in a power position. And once again, he'll take an opening kill. Gravity. Maka trying to pounce. He's got teammates coming in from Apps, and actually they do go 1-for-1, and Djoko, don't ask me how, he's got a second. Story's under a lot of pressure now. He needs one more, really. So close on Lucky. But Lucky takes it. And despite the health on Exercise, when it's a 2v2 on a bomb site on Inferno, you always feel like you have a very slight advantage. If sAw go through these smokes on a timing, that could be crazy. And Exercise actually does go 1-for-1 as well. It's all down to Lucky versus Roman. Roman on the timing, Lucky on his timing. And 3D Max have map and series point.
Oh, sweaty hands, though. That really felt like that one-on-one should be closed a little bit sooner. But yet again, very much like Maka's endeavors, Lucky's able to close it. Instrumental in this round, by the way, is him and Djoko carving open this A bomb site. And the decision, as soon as arrozdoce takes contact in towards short, you just try and mitigate him by going over the top through the balcony. Some really clean entries, and the head sticks out the smoke for ewjerkz. As you mentioned, series point, sAw need this to stay within this best of 3.
What a game. Is it about to come to an end? Oh my word. The HE smacks Lucky right on the neck. Of extra damage, takes him down to 40, but Materis, that is a bit of a misplay top mid, isn't it? Was he blinded up by his teammate's flash there? Was the timing off?
Yep.
Believe so.
It wasn't long, yep.
Damn.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, showing that Maka is happy to rifle out this round. And they have a 5v4.
Lot of responsibility here on ewjerkz as well. Sole player in Banana needs to be sure that it's going to be this commitment before calling in a rotate. And he's right not to send them over, because currently the bomb's going to make its way back through middle. Mac is going to be the only player here. ewjerkz is going to see one smoke, and I wonder if that's going to change his mind about whether players are committing. Oh, it does.
Oh, wow. Oh, no. So... Oh, he just changed his mind back again. Roman needs one. He gets one, and he's still hiding as well. That's incredibly impressive. And Story has found his kill too. And arrozdoce is still hiding in pits. They didn't know. And he'll even get the last as well. He's hit 35, and we've hit 15 all. We go again.
Hide and seek on A, and 3D Max can't find any other sAw players. They're just nestled into all of these little tricky corners. And when the times run so low, you can't clear everything. A little bit of a faux pas here as well, with Lucky just team damaging Maka. But ultimately, his fate was always sealed when the AWP swings. Cannot believe arrozdoce goes unchecked. But that's the nature of time. It's such a burden when you have got so many different angles to clear. You have to take those calculated risks that no one's going to be there. In fact, sAw is in every single damn corner.
You can only laugh sometimes. sAw getting away with it. Thanks to their own brilliance, it has to be said. But once again, they escape. And 3D Max's map point and series point will have to wait for another overtime, perhaps. A little boost up. They try and send Roman top Banana. He tries to clear every single angle possible, but that just makes it an easy kill for Lucky.
I think the rooftop blocks Lucky's sort of view of the flash. Fast play in towards Boiler now, but Story will find Exercise. They think that creates a gap over towards Long, and they'd be right. They might even wrap in towards B. Story now gets ahead of that info, but now the crunch is on. How many players are up Banana? It's just Lucky. Materis on the boost will clear him, and now all eyes can turn back towards CT. Materis needs a couple, and he has found 2 at the bare minimum. With Djoko low,
Wow.
Maka clearing out Story. This round has completely turned on its head.
Okay, arrozdoce 1 versus 2. If there's one man you'd want, it's him. Has he been spotted out? Big swing incoming. Maka on the line. Very hard angle to face if you're the CT side. But arrozdoce finds it, and Djoko's health is so low. He's got an HE, but of course he'll pick differently. Oh, the balls from Djoko. He peeks while the utility is being thrown, and that's perhaps the only way he wins that 1 versus 1.
So sick, isn't it? He had to do that, though.
Yeah.
As soon as the first bit of utility is going in, you see he's not sold on it. As soon as the nade gets pulled out, he's flying through the air. The last thing arrozdoce's going to swing, is going to expect is that swing. There's those flashbangs being blocked, by the way, by the roof. And from there, it's the immediate decision to commit in towards B through CT. It's the pace out of 3D Max that completely catches sAw unawares. They draw first blood in an important T-side round. We said it might be dictated by the T-sides. I didn't think that would be the case now, but Lucky's found 2 openers.
Through the Molotovs, through the utility. He's still got 93 health. He found gaps. He was a worm. He was a ferret, slinking into every single angle. Getting away with it.
Animal.
He's one sneaky animal. Oh. Incredible. I mean, I was going to say in that previous round as well, I mean, it's a small point, but maybe sAw will be regretting later on double fighting CT on the double flank, right? Maybe they could have played a crossfire, one on the boost, one in church. But anyway, that's in the past now. We have to see if Lucky Heroics can give 3D Max a 2-round lead.
It's a good decision made by sAw, though, at the very least, when it comes to juggling like their defense. Story, the only player present, but that means that he can be alone because he's wielding the AWP. So he'll find Lucky, and now suddenly you've got this crossfire between Pit and Mini Pit.
Oh, well, they know there's a certain man here by the name of arrozdoce, and don't ask me how he still finds one. This time, though, the second player is Materis! Oh, the captain steps up. Captain fantastic for sAw in another super tough situation. I mentioned that so often he can be the man to save their bacon, and he's done it again.
And that's the benefit. That is the exact reason why Story is there by himself. Because it just enables this. Notice how they were not ready whatsoever. 3D Max was so committed to the idea that they killed 2 players on B. There has to be another rotation over there. Nuh-uh. No, there isn't. Completely overlooked his Materis, and he saved sAw's bacon, at least for now. Hello.
What?
Oh, Lucky knows it.
God damn. Oh, the nade
Oh my
toward
God.
Maka and Djoko is ridiculous as well. You nearly got a man advantage. I'm going to be very nitpicky for a second. I think Gravity will be a bit upset with himself that he chose to trade Materis from the cart angle, where the middle of the balcony is kind of getting in his way of the duel.
Yeah.
A wide swing from short, a comfortable wide swing, normal wide swing, I think gets the job done there for 3D Max.
You could afford to be nitpicky, though, because it is so closely contested.
Wow.
That swing comes at the perfect timing, and yet again, the victim is Gravity. This commits 3D Max into this B play. Materis is going through the smokes, but so too a 3D Max. What is happening right now? That's nearly a team kill. Instead, Lucky finds Materis, and Roman's still on the back site in amongst all of this.
Surely they know. Maybe they don't.
No, they don't.
Lucky gets taken down. Roman can still do it all. Oh, it's so close. And then that's when Maka holds CT for Story's rotation. Look at the smile on Maka's face there. I think they know that the madness that they're creating, they've just got away with ridiculousness once again.
What was this round?
Can we see this? Even the CT moment.
First kill. Oh, yeah. Let's just watch it play out. I mean,
What?
He nearly shoots exercise. What? Pandemonium.
What a kerfuffle.
I'll tell you what, though, that could be the difference, though. That's 2 rounds on the T side. A game in which T sides and T rounds have been fleeting, few and far between.
Yes. Well, what a first series of Pro League on the B stream. Let's just say that.
VP Fnatic has gone 3rd map, by the way.
Oh, damn. Respect to Fnatic. VP warming up a bit with Electronic. We saw, of course, Fnatic were 8-4 up on the first map, and VP pulled it back to like 12-8. That's the last time I checked. Obviously, they converted that one, and Fnatic have hit back. Fair play, Fnatic. Anyway, that's the A stream. For those of you with us on the B stream, high five. I hope you're having a wonderful time watching what's going down.
Mental. This game is mental. This is fun. Anti-flash setup, but double stacked.
Yeah.
Gravity to take first contact and bait Lucky in. We've seen a lot of these boosts over towards the balcony. Surprised? I guess in CS2, the spam isn't really as relevant anymore through the balcony window.
Yes. Not a huge amount of damage. I mean, if Roman commits to it, there is a chance if he gets the right angle. Oh, you just ahead of the smoke. Maka has to be ready, and that is a great shot to take. Lucky to step forward for more as well. He wants to put this series to bed. We'll fall back toward the back of the site. Position. Flashes will come over. Great catch from Materis, but Story trades it. And look where arrozdoce is. He gets 2 from Boiler. He's on 40 now. And it's a 2v2 once again. Djoko creeping forward. Story holding the line. Beautiful kill. And now Lucky, who has so often been the point man for 3D Max on this map, has to step up. Roman's crept forward to a very nice angle. I don't think Lucky's going to check it. Smart work from Roman there. It looks simple, but it secures a scary situation. And these teams continue to stay stuck together.
I'll be honest, again, this is all on arrozdoce, but because Mac is just locking down this B bomb site. Sure, Story finds 1 kill back, and then arrozdoce deals with the rotating players immediately. Right at the source, towards top mid. And suddenly, you're 17 each. You've got this rebuy, of course, because it is OT, but all the strats go out the window at this point. When you're so far deep into this game, you're just trying absolutely everything and anything to get your team an advantage.
So often we see it, right? I mean, it's just the fact of the matter at this state of the game, this time of the game. Madness is often the where we go. Oh my goodness, Djoko is reloading in the open, but he actually gets away with it. Wow, he's got teammate support. Lucky boy. I say lucky, it was planned. 4 versus 2. Materis and arrozdoce. Trying to be extra careful here, 3D Max. They did flash into the angle to look for it a little bit quicker, but just hold the crossfires. Don't do anything too crazy, and there we go. Gravity, who has been struggling a little bit in the midst of the madness in this map, gets an important kill for him, and Materis knows that it's very likely 3D Max have another map and series point to come in.
But if sAw win this 1 round, then we go again.
Of course.
It's not, yeah, we could have more. There could be more.
I want more.
And sAw potentially looking to just extend the life cycle of Inferno. And you're completely right. If 3D Max just win this next round, guess what? The game's over. But if sAw somehow stabilize, they take this next round, and then they win out in OT, there'd be another map of this.
I hope it does go all 3, just purely for the content.
For the culture.
The culture.
Vibes.
Exactly.
Like, this is just ridiculous.
This has certainly been one of the best of 3s of all time.
My question is, how is arrozdoce getting 40 kills when he's got long sleeves on? Like, when I ever I just get, like, there's friction there. Like,
Yeah.
how's he doing that?
It would, yeah, low-key, that would piss me off too, to be honest. But yeah. Well, let's just add them up again. We've been doing it basically the whole game. It's
72 for
72 between those two. Goodness me. Anyway, We're here again. Can sAw do it again? I mentioned the 2-1s breed 2-1s analogy in the first map. Didn't really work out that way, but... Let's see. Promise you no caster jinxes here, because they don't exist.
Yeah, unlucky, guys. Really real.
Right, 1 minute 20. Arrozdoce creeping forward in apps again. Trying to do work again. Maka will get an opening kill. Again. ewjerkz will go down, and this time it could be going their way pretty quickly. Gravity's fighting with a 5-7 out. Wow. 2v3 for sAw to try and answer back. And Exercise is lurking around. He could have a kill on the side. What's the timing like? Oh, no way. Materis gets into apps just in time.
Yeah, but Exercise is ahead of it, though. Materis isn't going to come back and check second mid. This should be a kill locked in for free, unless he walks out towards the balcony. He turns around, he considers it just for a moment. What? Oh, this is so weird. He's just tailing him. Surely Exercise has got this kill locked in. Materis has just spotted him as well. And that could be a guarantee. Instead, it's the adjustment, and it's Exercise closing the show. 3D Max do it in 2 in the most unlikely of circumstances. What a game, Trav. What a game.
I don't know what to say. All I'll say is that I bloody loved it. And honestly, I think 3D...